Yeah, I just launched Satisfactory.
That's the overwhelming urge to have instead started today off by like, you know what, maybe I just like throw everyone for a loop and like we jump in, it's actually just me playing DCS. So I get launching Satisfactory to launch.
Full release is out, and I'm doing this for you, David.
Hey,
I gotta make sure the server works.
When the new Dragon Age comes out, no one's gonna be hearing from me for like a week.
Listen, I could spend $80 on Space Marine 2, which is tempting, or I could spend $80 and live out my fantasy of being an F4 pilot in Vietnam. I know which way I'm going, you know. So
for the glory of the Empire, you fool.
For an empire, that's for sure.
Oh, you bitch.
Anyways,
escalate quickly. Oh, what happened?
Welcome to a wonderful Wednesday here with Logomancy Media. My name is David. This is going to be Frontier Adventures eventually. We're feeling a little chaotic and weird, so I hope you will all hang out with us as we be a little wacky, a little wild, a little bit free. And as Neon launches Satisfactory so we can play properly later this week, probably. Again,
I'm one with the machine.
My name's David. Welcome in, but you don't care about me. You care about the 4 lovely folks, hopefully soon to be 5, that are down below me. So let's give a chance for them to see how their weeks have been. I'm gonna start with Teagan. We're gonna throw it for a.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna like shuffle.
You're not gonna leave me for last again?
No, I'm not.
About her? All in general?
We've been gone for 2 weeks. How was your 2 weeks?
My 2 weeks is good. We have new puppies, so I've been dealing with that. It's been hot, so I've been staying inside when I can.
It was hot. Now it's cold again, and I'm happy about it.
Yeah. And I started my own new game with friends. So. And I made 2 characters that are like, they'll be on the train. We won't see them again. And they both ran away, and I'm like, great, now I have a new protagonist for them. What am I gonna do? So I get to figure that out.
Are you DMing?
I am.
Okay. Payback's a bitch, isn't it? Hey, karma coming around on that one.
Yeah. How's Cameron doing, by the
Yeah.
He's doing his best.
I'm gonna kill that man. Just if you say his name again, I'm just gonna kill him. Leave him alone.
Oh.
Cameron fell off a cliff. No,
his backstory. I made it. He's canon.
Well, he was always canon.
He's more canon, but not shot out of a cannon.
No, not yet.
Yeah, he will be soon.
That could be arranged.
Get him out of here.
Allison, how were your weeks?
I would like to plead the 5th and say skip. You do not want to be depressed right now. Let's skip this conversation. Good to see you, David.
It's great to see you. We love having you here. Blackwell, how are your 2 weeks been?
Been pretty all right. Got a sleep study done, trying to figure out if I have sleep apnea. Finding out the exact type of ADHD that I have, and also the fact that I do have autism is, working. Got a decrease on my medication because 20 milligrams of Adderall was not working. Like, it was doing the thing, but that was what was causing the hyperactivity, or what I like to call the Energizer Bunny wants to keep going and going and going. It doesn't want to stop. So we dropped down to 15 and taking hydroxyzine, which has been helping a lot more. I don't feel like I need to run a track. I don't feel like I need to race Usain Bolt. So yeah, I finished Visions of Mana and Gundam Breaker. By the way, I got those games relatively close together. And I'm just like, damn. Now I gotta wait till October. Because I'm still broke. Because I don't start work until the 23rd. Because I was supposed to start work the 9th. But it's the start of a new quarter. Ooh. And I'm like, yep, that sounds about right. That happened last year when I was going to my first like big boy official HR kind of like job. It was at a hospital.
Oh God.
I was a operation manager for transportation. That's all I'm gonna say. That's a lot. Just, and you know what? my brain's just like, damn, I wonder how they're doing over there because they wanted to get rid of me, but I was the best damn thing that they had. And everyone, all the other departments even said that, like, if they get rid of you, I don't know who the hell else they're gonna get because there's no one that could be you. And I'm like, because I'm one of a kind. And my old employees have been telling me just how bad things are. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Sucks to suck, I guess. But overall, I'm doing all right. I'm doing pretty decent. I'm doing pretty good.
Last but not least, Neon, how's your week?
Good. I'm having a good week. What happened? Had some friends stay with me for a little bit. Smoked a lot of weed. All per the course. And I have been hitting the gym more and more lately. You'll hear more about that on my Twitter. And I get to finally go up my weights again. Squatting more and more. I think we're gonna be pushing about 150 on the squats now regularly. Which is not bad, considering this is month, I think, 2 or 3. 2. Yeah, month 2. I also, over the weekend, played to completion Signalis. My lovely cohort here is already aware of that fact, but it is going to be everyone's problem because, goddamn, those sad space lesbians just consume my brain. If I had a nickel for every time it happened, I'd have 2 nickels. But it's weird that it happened twice.
It's not a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
Shout out to the Locktomb series. Tamsin Muir, please give us the 4th book. And shout out to the Signalis and Rose Games. Hold on, I want to shout out them specifically because, my God, they made a good goddamn game that made me cry and is now ingrained in my everything.
Wait, you have feelings?
No.
Teagan chose violence today. Teagan, do you need a hug?
Rose Engine. So thank you, Rose Engine team, for creating, I think, one of the best games of the last decade, as far as writing is concerned. So yeah, you'll probably hear me go off on, if you follow me on Twitter, I will probably be tweeting about it as we go throughout the week. Because they're running through my head. All the things you said. Running through my head.
Oh God, I'm old.
You get used to the feeling in the crowd, don't worry.
Oh, I almost forgot. I am in 2 other games soon. Well, they're one shot.
Ew.
I can do a quick little thingy thing.
Yeah, you definitely can.
Yeah, do the thingy thing.
I know one of them is on the 27th. That is going to be on the Streaming Rainbow channel. It's a skeleton game where basically we are skeletons. We run around and we just got to go collect bones for our necromancer. And
Love
there's
that.
a game that I'm going to be in on the 20th for the BIPOC Vampire Week. Or is it day? It's one of them. I'm also very tired. Just, we're rocking.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yes, next 2 Fridays, you will see me playing 2 different types of 2 different TTRPGs on 2 different channels. And then on the 24th, I have another game, but that's something that's going to be out on YouTube. I will see that later.
Look forward to it.
So excited. My weeks were great. Normally I skip over myself and then one of you has to ask, but I'm just going to jump into it. I went to the Fairmont
I was about
Nobody
to say,
asked,
resort.
David.
No one asked you.
I don't care. I can hold on. Let me solve that problem so I can talk. Mute. There we go. Now. No, I went to the Fairmont Hot Springs Resort, which is dated and has delightfully no history. There are exactly 3 items of note on the Wikipedia page about the area. 1, the average age of people that live in the area is 57. 2, it's home to a hot springs. And 3, the former CEO of that hot springs was incredibly sexist. Those are the 3 things of note. There's literally no other real documentation on it, so if you want to read more about it, you're gonna have to go to the resort and read all of the pictures like I did.
So here's what's about to happen, David. Is I'm about to go to the Fairmont Resort, and I'm about to add a 4th thing to that list. I don't know what it's gonna be. But 3 things is too little for a town.
I wouldn't call it a town. It's unincorporated according to Wikipedia and the province of British Columbia. But yeah, it was great. The wife and I took some time. We went and relaxed, left our little gremlin at home with her nanny. She's now addicted to television, so I have to break that habit again. And my vibe of the week has been listening to what is effectively ASMR streams of people flying the F4 in DCS, talking to people, and with overlaid like Vietnam anti-war music playing in the background, and that's just been my vibe for this week. So that's the energy I'm taking into the stream today. With that said,
That is
I
time.
have some issues that I need to work out.
let's
And I have some workouts I need to have issues with. Let's go.
Therapy.
where we were last time. You guys had been beset upon during a very basic NPC escort quest by a group of people who seemed very determined to kill you. And several times over, they tried very hard with poor Grandpa Theo. But
and Neon.
and yeah.
Future me is
And
kind
Future
of
Me.
messed up.
But with that said, our friends survived. They prevailed. They killed a wizard, and now they are in a field strewn with bodies, the remnants of the cart that you were supposed to deliver, and also the body of the person who was driving the cart. So you find yourselves alone in this space at this time.
The cart's fine, I'm sure.
I think like at first wow, I forgot my character's name. It's been a long day. Nyx would actually because they resuscitated. I don't know how they did it with Future Me, but they resuscitated Future Me, and actually just looks around, just sees you're alive. I don't know if you're breathing, but Nyx is you're alive. I know that for sure. And just go look at Alice, see Alice is alive, and then look at Theo and go, "You're right, you good, Theo?" And calls him Theo for the first time instead of old man.
Aww.
My heart.
Nyx is just you
Oh
have
no, that was
no-
me as a player.
Oh,
But
shit.
Theo's probably standing up, limping, because damn, that was a lot of electricity that got pumped through him.
He's got electrocuted big time.
And coming over to you to check out you, Future Me. I think he would see Alice, who's kind of where is Alice? Were they?
Alice is hidden behind the car. Alice was not a part of this.
So he sees Alice.
You get it once.
You get hit once. That's why Nyx is just looking back and saying, "Oh, she's fine." Looking at the two there, just you guys are fucked up.
So I see Alice, and Theo's just okay, she's good. And as he's limping over to Nyx and Future Me, is Future Me stable? When
Yes.
I chucked that med kit, did they get right back up, or is it just you stable, but we got to do some stuff?
I'm stable. I'm laying there, but I'm stable.
Yeah, pretty much. Nyx is looking down, me "Me, you all right? You good?"
Systems are operating suboptimally.
Okay, I'm gonna step away now. Do not code.
Writing orientation to vertical. And Future Me will stand up in this like an old-timey vampire getting out of the
That's
coffin.
what I'm
Just
saying.
yeah, no, there's no amount of physics or anything that can justify the way that Future Me gets up off the ground.
I think Nyx would just be looking around and be "Okay, so we all agree that wasn't fucking normal.
No, that definitely wasn't.
This is supposed to be an easy mission, and we had somebody who, if they actually gave this mission out to other people, they would be dead. Because this is supposed to be a low-ranked mission. So either they're here for us, or they're here for something."
Pardon.
Do we know what's in the
Probably
cart?
check the bodies.
Sure. Alice, since you're close to the cart, you want to check it out? Alice, not even hurt, just says, "Sure."
Yeah, just stand. Yes.
Alice just pokes head out of the cart. Yes.
Give,
Like a meerkat.
give me an investigation check.
Okay. I almost hit something else.
What were you? What?
Oh, nice. I almost hit intimidation.
I intimidate the
I will
remains of the
intimidate the
cart.
card.
What's in you?
Screaming at the guard.
It was a basic like supply cart. So you're looking at general food wares, some repair tools, parts for machinery, that kind of stuff.
Okay. There's nothing like hidden in a box under a cloth.
It's all pretty well laid out.
Can Nyx loot the wizard's body for something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Investigation, what do you want?
Yeah, give me investigation checks. In fact, I'm assuming everyone else is gonna loot bodies from this point on, so let's just get a round of investigation checks going. And
I was more so gonna see if there was any kind of symbol on them, like anything that said who are they or who they.
Nyx got nothing.
19.
I'll answer Theo's question first. So there's no like notable symbols on them. Having been around for a while, you do know what the clothes they're wearing are actually fairly high quality, definitely higher than you'd expect for just some like random road bandits. Future me, giving you, I'm assuming you also went for the wizard. That seems kind of like Future me's vibe.
Yeah.
As you kind of like dig through the wizard's pockets and stuff like that, one very same thing as what Theo noticed is that it's very, very fine cloth that's been put here. Like if this was just some random group of bandits who are like, we're gonna rob this thing and hold it hostage, they probably wouldn't be wearing clothes as nice as this. A lot of like little small trinkets, rings and stuff like that are on the fingers. And then as you're kind of digging through, you find a note written on parchment paper.
I would like to read the note.
Yeah, it's basically as you open it up, again, a kind of quick glance at it, you can tell whoever wrote this note wrote it with very fine inks. This is not just like off the shelf ink that was used here. Somebody put careful time into it, and it is a exact description of the four of you.
I was gonna say it's a
Gotcha.
grocery list. Eggs, milk.
Is there anything on the wizard's body, or perhaps the other like captain of the bandits that was also kind of given a smackdown, that looks like the job paper from the Golden Fly?
No, this definitely looks a lot higher quality than
Gotcha.
what would be put at the Golden Fly.
Understood. This was a hit. I feel bad for the driver. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must ensure that these bodies return to where they came.
What?
And Picture Me will start going around and just sitting there and casting firebolt into the bodies until they turn to ash
Just
and become fertilizer for the surrounding area.
It's the mental image I have, because like it's gonna take some time, so it's just firebolts, firebolts.
Yeah. No, I will legitimately just take time and just slowly turn everything to ash.
I think Nyx would just look at you and be like, "We're gonna be here a while."
You were saying, sorry, Blackwell.
Appropriate? Oh, I think Theo's just gonna kind of look at Nyx and be like, "Is this appropriate to do?" I don't think that's good.
You stop them. Go right ahead.
He kind of just looks at Nyx. He gives him this face of, like this face that he's saying, "You're the leader."
Never signed up for this.
I can hear you.
Me, do you have any alcohol?
No.
Future me,
Yes.
why do you have to burn them particularly? Like, is this something
Only
that
some.
you...
The nitrates are good for the soil and for the plants.
Okay.
Leave some of the bodies available. Scavengers and decomposers are a natural part of the ecosystem, and we'll feast today.
You're not wrong, but we should get back to town. I got this limp. I'm pretty sure you almost...
Complete the mission. I can assist with your limb.
I think Nyx would also look at Blackwell and be like, also, your heart stopped and your ring started glowing. I might be a little concerned about that, buddy.
I am Blackwell's
Like,
in
he knows
perfectly good
exactly
health.
what that ring does. Like, he knows exactly, and he's just like, you and shit.
You kind of brain work because I got caught up. Like, wait a minute, Blackwell, Theo?
Sorry, Theo.
You're fine.
Sorry.
I think you'll look at the ring and say, I just gotta send out a quick message. It is just as soon as we get back. I think y'all get back, explain what happened. If you would like to assist me, Alice, I would appreciate that. Just, woo, this was a lot. This was a lot.
Roll your 2d4.
Yes.
Well, we should.
Oh no.
Jesus.
Yeah, 4.
Listen, I'm
Oh no.
I'm a little bit higher. Good.
Pardon.
We're doing all right. We're doing okay.
If it is your physical condition you are concerned about, allow me to help.
I'm okay with
You'll receive 15 healing
that.
from a proper cure wounds.
How does that happen? Like, is it just like smack? Like
That just
full on like
smacks him right across the face.
It would look. Future me would slowly kind of walk over, and you'll notice that like every single joint on them is like catching and hitching in certain points. They're not moving great. She's not moving great, and I will put my hand kind of gently on your chest, and for a brief moment, it's less of a undoing the damage and more as if I am encouraging your body to heal naturally but faster.
I think on one hand, Theo feels reinvigorated. On another hand, that weird feeling of feeling like flesh, bone, and the right kind of just like back together. I think future me would see Theo like kind of flinch a bit, like ugh, like that sense of this is unnerving.
Pardon. I understand most mortals don't like it when their bodies stitch themselves back together. It's unnerving for some.
It's not my first time. It's just you just never get used to that feeling. Okay, so wait, are we going back? Like,
Wait,
Nyx,
well,
what you want to do?
well, Alice right. We should deliver the goods. They might actually really need them. Also, the guy who drove the cart probably has family there or something. And we should probably inform them that, hey, we can bring the cart there, bring it back. We'll be back in a day. If there's more fights, we might be shit out of luck. But
Shit. What?
Alice.
Yes.
I appreciate you.
I
Do you have any
appreciate you
healing
too.
for? Do you have any healing for me? Future me, not me myself. Me, I think you need some maintenance. You're looking a little.
I will be fine.
So the cart's completely messed up, David?
It took a full blast from that initial hit.
Oh. Is all the stuff
Oh.
in it still good?
Yeah, it seems mostly intact. It's just a considerable amount of stuff.
Uh,
How heavy is the cart?
I was
Will,
gonna say how
will
heavy is it?
mending work on items to fix the cart?
I would give mending's cantrip still, right?
Yes.
I would give you 10 minutes to slowly mend the cart back together.
Okay.
We're
I'm
pulling the
fine
cart.
fine with that if the rest of you are. Alice would be
Was
like,
this cart pulled by horses or?
Do we
auto-
have a horse?
Yeah, the horse is nearby. Just like when the cart
Just got
got hit,
spooked?
it was like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Immediately ran off.
if you want to find the horse, I can repair the cart.
I will look for the horse.
And I will look for alcohol.
For wounds both
May I
external
remind
and
you?
internal.
You are still on the job.
You're not wrong.
She's never wrong. That's the point.
I am statistically almost always correct.
It's a good moral compass.
Morality has nothing to do with correctness.
All right. Knees
I will find the
I
horse
beg
now.
to differ, but that horse.
Alice is fixing the cart. Perfect. Nyx would like to lie down. Just lie on the ground. He's not even that hurt, but I did use a lot of my. I didn't use any of my psych. Never mind. Nyx is actually perfectly fine. I think so. It's me who's really messed up. That one health.
I would like to look for horse.
No, it's not hard to find the horse. And give me an animal handling check.
20.
Nice.
You are easily able to convince the horse to come back with you towards the cart. It's spooked, but it's like, yes, this like mechanical thing seems perfectly natural and normal. I will follow it.
It's another day for Larry the horse.
I will reach into one of my pockets and pull out some sugar cubes that I just kind of have
Why?
and
Never
feed the
know when-
horse. It's
Um,
for the horse.
yeah, the horse seems pretty enthused about sugar cubes. 10 out of 10 horse food. Actually, sugar cubes are kind of bad for horses. Please don't feed your horse
They're
sugar
very
cubes.
bad for horses. However, they do very much enjoy them.
Yes.
Yes. Alice is literally whistling as she's working.
Theo's just sitting next to Nyx, just like, well, that was interesting.
You got down and Alice got down. Interesting is not the word I would use.
I mean, y'all seem to handle yourselves pretty well. Like, I think y'all did pretty good.
You just got your ass handed to you, old man.
That happens as an adventurer. Some you win some, you lose some. Sometimes you get knocked down. Sometimes you get back up.
I was
And
perfectly
sometimes
safe behind
you
the
don't.
cart, thank you.
Yes, you're right, me. Sometimes you don't.
And this is okay too.
Look, let's just get the cart all fixed up. We'll go drop off this stuff. We'll head back and we'll tell the captain what happened. I feel like that's the best scenario because if we're a target, well, we know who's targeting us. But that means they might also have been watching us for a while now and might know about the people in the mountain.
May I see the list, future me?
Yes. Here you go.
Does Alice recognize any of the handwriting?
No, you've.
Okay.
It's very fancy. That's about all you can tell right off the top of your head.
I just love to think of like the writing. It's just like the full description, and just Nyx angsty, future me, very knowledgeable. We'll talk for a while. Like Alice, sweet baby child. Theo, grumpy old man. It's like a brief
Part. He's not even grumpy.
I know, but that's something wrong.
Like he sees like the physical description of him, and he's like, "That is not how my nose looks."
Caitlin Ryder.
I was to say they never get it right.
And my eyebrow, I can arch my eyebrows. Like, no, they can never get my visage. Like,
Are you really complaining about the hit list on us?
if they're going to draw me,
Correct.
at least do it correctly. This beautiful frame must be
Perhaps
captured
it was
correctly.
interpretive art.
I
Not
believe
realism.
This was intended to be similar to a police sketch. Realism was definitely the goal. Apparently, they hired a 6-year-old.
You know, future me, I think you're right on that. Because he then holds it up to like the picture of Nyx up to Nyx, and then holds it up to future me, then up to Alice. These don't really look like you. It's a miracle that they actually got and figured out who was who.
Yes, because it's so common for Yanti, a Warforge, in a what was it,
Steamborn.
Steamborn, to walk together with a silver Dragonborn. Yes, the normal friend group around these parts.
I mean, weirder things have happened.
Are we really friends?
Oh dear God.
You know, Alice, would you like to be friends with all of us? Would you like to be friends with Nyx, future me? Like, do you have friends, Alice?
Ouch!
And he says that in the most, like,
I
you
think
know,
Nyx would even
heartwarming
look at you
way.
like, what the fuck, man? It's not
Like-
okay.
Like, he says it in the most heartwarming way, but it's one of those damn. But he doesn't know that he said it in the worst way.
I think like Nyx would just smack him in the back of the head, just like.
Can't just go around asking people if they've got friends.
No, I'm just like, would you like to be friends?
Yes.
Okay, that makes us friends.
And as best, I guess, as the Steamborn can, she smiles.
Can
We
we
just,
get
like-
on the cart now, please?
Yes.
Okay,
It's a fairly simple ride to the rest of the way. Sun's
How
starting
long is the ride?
about an hour and a half.
Get some sleep. B, go to bed.
I would like to enter sentry mode. And spend the whole day.
B, go to bed. Enter nap time mode.
Like, did we consider this a short rest?
Yeah, I'll give you a short rest.
I was saying, well, isn't Warforged they only have to rest like an hour or two?
Yeah.
For a full
It's,
rest?
it's not much.
Oh.
It's not a full rest amount. It is still like too short for a full rest, but a short rest is good.
I don't think Nyx would take a short rest. I think Nyx is sitting at the front of the cart just like, probably if Alice is still at the front of the cart too, let the two very damaged people go have a rest as they're just cruising along.
Oh, I can. You people get a thing for doing short rests. with Bard.
Yes, song of rest.
Song of-
That's a bard thing.
I think didn't they change it in
Song
the
of-
new one?
Yeah,
I don't know,
remember
man. You
Jane
tell me.
saying something about that.
Tell me how bard work.
tell me how it work.
How
How
many
brain do thing.
Easy. Think. Do.
Sound of inspiration?
Doesn't sound easy.
Do,
Oh, to me it's not.
Perhaps it's not a thing.
I think it is.
Oh,
Or-
didn't they get rid of it? Was
They
that
might
one of the
have.
spells
Yes.
that they got rid of?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a feature. Sorry, I'm clicking through your sheet now too.
Oh, good. Don't worry.
Going like, what's going on in here?
I was too.
Anyway,
I guess while they're resting, I'll just look at Alice and be like, read any good books lately? Just like trying to make conversation.
yes,
Me, you're supposed to be resting.
I can rest and communicate.
It's true.
You hear some light snoring from Theo.
At least he's knocked out.
I was given this book on a collection of old colleges from before the Empire.
I don't think I've read a book.
Can you read?
Yes.
I think this is just like thank God one of us can. I can barely read.
Do you need future me to teach you?
He's saying that like very like in dialogue, not out loud. Does not need you guys to know that they are barely a reader. They're just like, oh, thank God those two can read. Maybe in shitstorm.
Unfortunately, I no longer have the theoretical works of our Owlin friend.
Oh, the journals I gave away.
Yes.
Yeah. Nyx tries to read, I swear. He reads every night. He's just reading the same story and it's taking him forever and no one questions him.
Oh,
I have a bedtime story for you. Here, I believe this one will match your reading comprehension skills.
Just go, dogs, go.
It's Goodnight Moons.
Nyx would like to jump off the cart into oncoming traffic.
There is no oncoming traffic.
Included in the list is, I'll love you forever. Keeps that one for a future reference.
Yeah.
Your cart ride passes without much in the way of interference. It's a unused road typically, so not a lot of traffic coming down this way. Kind of further cementing the fact that you guys were probably the target. They weren't just targeting a random supply caravan. And you find yourselves at a little work camp set up. There is a large sawmill that has been set up to clear from the nearby forest, as well as some basic maintenance facilities and stuff around there. It's clearly not meant to be like a long-term thing. People come and they go on a fairly regular basis. It's not really like you'll stay for a few nights, then you go home and somebody else take your place kind of thing. But as you approach, a somewhat portly looking halfling starts to approach you and he goes, hello, you're not our usual delivery person. Can we help you with something?
We're just here to deliver from the frontier. We'll just deliver it and be on our way.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. I've never seen you guys deliver yourselves, but I appreciate you coming all this way. Do you want to keep the cart? We can unload it, and you guys can take your cart back with you.
Yeah, that's probably preferable.
Nope. Okay, yeah, for sure. It'll take us probably about, 30 minutes to get everything unloaded into the supply shack here. Give us a minute. And he whistles, and a couple of people start coming over, and they start to kind of unload the cart for you guys.
Alice mimics his whistle.
Alice, no!
Theo just claps because he's like, and says, that was pretty good.
As you guys are kind of sitting there watching them unload, he leans against the side and goes, what happened to Aaron? He's normally the one who makes this run. I hope he's feeling well.
He has become different.
Oh, did he take a new job? That's great. I hope it's really good for him.
Yes.
Yes.
He has taken up nurturing new life.
Okay,
Oh.
all right.
Let's. I'm really excited. He never really said he
this is
was into that, but
I think our friend means that they're
forced
no longer
application.
here. They're no longer here with us. There was an accident on the way here, and unfortunately, he's no longer standing and breathing with us.
Shit. Well,
Yeah, he's dead.
He was murdered.
Was it an accident or was he murdered?
We got attacked. And he got caught in the crossfires.
Oh,
So, an accident because he was in the crossfires, but he at least in a better place.
Sure. Oh man, his wife's gonna be mighty pissed off about that. Well, give my best wishes to his family, I suppose. Shit, I'll have to tell the boys, or that'll be sad. I think he's still owed. Hey, Mikhail, did Aaron owed you? Yeah? You're not getting that.
How much was it?
I don't. A couple silver.
I will give him a few silver to cover the cost.
I don't think that would have necessarily been the point, but I appreciate it. Shit. Oh, you guys are okay then? Like bandits, I'm assuming, though we've never really had a problem with them on
No,
that path.
they were targeted hitmen.
Oh. Did somebody want to kill Aaron?
They don't need to know.
No.
Me? They
It
don't need
was
to know.
inconsequential.
You know, maybe ignore that last part that our companion here said. How long will our cart take? And then we can get out of your hair. We can be on our way.
Yeah, it's just a really quick, like, matter of...
Johnny whiskey or booze? For the love of God.
Yeah, it takes another, like, 20 or so minutes. You can see people kind of are a little, off-put by the situation, but nobody really seems to be, like, too concerned. In that way, like, you hear, like, a person you kind of know died, and then you're just like, oh, that sucks. And then they don't know how to feel about that situation afterwards. And they're all trying to, like, pretend they care more than they do. And it's really obvious. Like, they're like, oh, well, yeah, definitely. You know, Aaron played cards with me once, and I you know, definitely say, you know, pass on my condolences to his wife. And that's just kind of the energy they're bringing as they're going around. But you can definitely see they're also, like, trying to unload things faster, so you guys will just leave. Like they're like, oh, this looks kind of delicate, but
Yeet.
And they get it done, and, like, it's the fastest they've ever unloaded a cart. They pack you up and, like, well, that was awfully kind of you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Farewell.
Do we owe you anything, like, for the services, or?
Oh, no, it's all taken care of between organizations. You guys are good.
Well, thank you, kind.
Okay, I hope I never see you again.
Likewise.
Allison,
And as you and your cart toddle along, heading off, you see him standing there looking just like, like, this is not what he signed up for, and he's definitely, like, feeling it. He's going to drink heavily tonight.
Same, buddy. I almost watched one of my friends get down a couple times, and then I watched someone I do not want to call a friend because he won't let me forget it. And a couple times, I think Nyx is like, I'm gonna be drinking a lot tonight, and I don't want to hear any shit.
Speaking of, how long is that journey back to, like, you know, town?
Your wife is on your tail right now.
Fucking juggernaut through walls, heading straight.
She would, probably, too. She would.
She definitely would, having rolled her character class up.
Oh, dear God.
Oh gosh.
So you got kind of two options. You can ride hard, and you could definitely make it back before too far after sundown, or you guys could stop and camp for the night if you so chose.
I say we ride hard because it is not
This
safe
makes
for
no
us to be out
difference
right
to
now.
me.
Yeah, your trip back, yeah, you know, there's a little bit of awkwardness as you're, like, going back along the path, and as you're kind of going, the sun setting low, it's this beautiful field that you enter, and there's just lines of ash that clearly used to be bought. You just kind of have to ride by them and be like, yep,
Some of them are still bodies.
Yeah,
I did leave them for the carrion birds.
So like, and because I know future me well enough at this point, there's no like really like, oh, it's the like the ones off in the distance that no one's gonna see are the bodies that you've left. It was just like, that one is Ash, that one will be a body, that one is Ash. So you're riding along and like on one side of the road it's just a strip of Ash, and then there's like the wizard's body, like a couple of birds already picking at it, and it's just like, okay. This is going to be a deeply traumatic experience for somebody going forward in the future.
I think we might have messed some people up.
Oh, you definitely meshed some people up.
But as you know, you kind of head by. You also ride past the guy who was just like, I'm not paid enough for this, and like.
Oh,
left
there he
the
is.
scene.
Oh, is he still there?
Yeah, he's like walking along. He hears the cart and everything, and you just watch him like dead sprint. Like, oh,
I would like to capture him.
I think I would turn to Nyx and
Would
be
you
like
like a ride back to town?
Yeah, I think Nyx would actually try to capture him because he wants some answers.
okay. Yeah. Give me. Do you have rope?
I do. I should. Let me see if I double check.
We should all have rope.
Yep, I have silk rope. Ooh, fancy.
Ooh.
I have hempen rope if you don't want to be weird about it.
You know what? It's just Nyx. What Nyx does is Nyx business. Don't ask her to get the rope.
cool.
Yeah, give me. Oh, I don't know. Are you just trying to like grab him, or are you trying to like snag him quickly? Like, are you trying to like tell him to stop? Are you trying to? What are you doing here?
You know what? I would love to use intimidation and tell him, if you don't stop, I'll throw a knife in your jugular.
Hell yeah! Give me an intimidation check.
Because that's what he did to the wizard. 12, but I'm gonna use my dice, so I'm gonna suspend one.
Okay.
To make it a 16.
Okay. Then he's got to roll and see. He goes, yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. Yep. And he just like sits down, and then he lies down on the ground, and he's like, okay.
But you don't have to do it like you don't have to be on the ground.
Yes, you do.
Kind of awkward.
Yep. I think Nyx would just like slither up and look straight at him and like, we have questions and you have answers.
I probably don't have as many answers as you would like, but I'll do my best.
I advise you to answer at your best capacity because
I'll tell you whatever you need to know. Definitely, 100%. You ask, I will tell you what I personally, this man on the floor, know.
What's your name?
Bob.
You're great calling him Bob. And Nyx grabs him by the scruff of his back shirt and kind of like hoists him up by his tail. Like, so it's like wrapped up and hoisted up by the tail, and just looks straight at him, dead eye center, and just goes, who do you work for, Bob?
I actually don't know who they are. I worked for the woman you killed.
Okay, alright. Who... Anyone else got any questions?
What was her name?
Yeah.
Eleanor?
Where did she come from? Like, how did y'all meet?
Well, you see, you guys clearly are members of the Frontier Adventure Company, right?
Yes.
I'm assuming.
Safe to assume.
Okay. I mean, that seemed like a fair assumption. Well, there's kind of like an opposite group of you that was put together by the Underground Kings to handle messes dirtily that people like me who are, well, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not a good person. And I think that, you know, we were like, oh, it's an easy job. We're just gonna have to kill some people, which I've done lots. I've killed a lot of people. I'm not gonna lie to you about that. But, you know...
Incorrect.
Who's, like, above table? Do we know anything about the Underground Kings?
Yes, they are one of the large organizations. Basically, it's most of them are criminal lords that were usually, as like kingdoms, were absorbed by the Oaklane Republic, and things kind of started to come together. A lot of like minor lords and stuff lost their positions of power, and they went, well, I'm not giving up all of this power and wealth and money that I've come accustomed to, so they just went the illegal way.
Bob, I think you're coming with us.
Is that like negotiable? Because like I
No.
Okay, fair enough.
I think it's better if you come willingly so that we can ensure your safety. I think it's better this.
I mean, fair. Even if you guys kill me, at least it'll probably be quick.
Oh, we're
Incorrect.
not gonna kill you. Let's not kill the man that has surrendered.
Agreed.
Fine. For now.
So there is a heart. I knew it.
No,
Most
I just...
living beings do have hearts.
If I take him to the frontier, there might be a bounty on him, and if there's a bounty on him, might help me a little bit.
I mean, typically if we have bounties, we get in trouble, so I hope there's not, because that's just gonna make this the worst day. It's already a pretty shitty day. You killed my boss.
But you survived.
Yeah,
Do you not want to survive? Is that the thing?
No, I definitely made the right decision. I walked away. I didn't realize
You
we were
walk
coming
away?
back this way.
Hey, you have your life, and so she's right. Like, you are alive. You could change your ways. You could do better things. It's just gonna be a very. And puts his hand on his shoulder, and he flexes his muscles. It's gonna just be a very bumpy time. I'm so sorry for what happens. I can't really control these two. Like, whatever these three do to you, I am so sorry.
I mean, that's
I
fair.
wouldn't do
appreciate-
anything to him.
I would like to tie him to the end of the cart.
Like, are you gonna make him walk?
I was gonna make
Run.
him be dragged.
I was gonna say because like
No.
he's gonna end up dragged through the dirt.
That
So
is
Red Dead Redemption.
unnecessarily cruel. Go
Fine.
right in the cart with me.
Alright. Hey Bob,
Yeah.
you do anything?
Oh, I listen.
Don't
I
worry.
watched
He
watched
understands.
him kill 2 people in 6 seconds flat. It was horrifying. I would rather not.
In my heyday, I could usually do that in 3 or 4 seconds.
You're an old man.
That's why I said my heyday.
Alright, we got a prisoner to get back to our frontier adventuring buddies. I just love that. You stop. Yep, alright, I'm stopping. I'm lying down right here.
Fair enough. I accept your authority and I will lie down. I also love, for the record, you know what Bob and Cameron have in common? A natural one.
Both with my character. Hello.
Yes. Oh, that's
I
great.
love Bob. I was like, your name Bob. I'm like, you're gonna regret that name real quick. Bob's gonna be a recurring character now.
Bob and Cameron.
Yeah. Gonna be best friends.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my uncle.
No, yeah, your ride back to town is quick. The entire time Bob's just awkwardly like shifting there, like like clearly like debating to himself whether it's better to try and just like yeet himself off the back of the wagon or not. But yeah, you make your way back into town. Pretty quick and easy. Find yourselves back in front of the Frontier Adventure Company headquarters with a wagon that I guess you guys have the option to keep if you so wish to.
Well, we might want to give it back to the family. They just lost their breadwinner. We might need something.
Belong to the family though?
Yeah, who does the wagon belong to?
Yeah, probably to the family.
We should
We
return
should probably
this.
return this.
Well, we can go in and tell him what happened, and he could probably find the family faster than we can. Just screaming around, "Hey,
Is your dad's name Aaron? Cause he's dead.
That'd be a
Bang it
more
on the
Watch your
delicate way to
wagon
do
back.
that."
Aaron is dead. Long live the Aaron.
Um, are are you guys gonna leave Bob in the wagon and go in? Or
Oh
are you
no,
gonna...
Nyx
No,
is,
no.
Nyx is like grabbing
No.
Bob and like tosses him through the doors.
Okay.
Well, balloon style.
He's
Yeah.
He
like,
found
wow,
a new friend.
this is way nicer. Wow, we are living in squalor. We are definitely the bad guys.
We also get free booze here.
but you know,
No.
you can always turn over a new leaf, and as my friend said, you could probably get some free booze. You know, make a better living. It's all up to you, though. You just got to serve some time. Probably.
That sounds good.
Well, we'll talk to first. You're gonna talk to. Nyx is just smiling, like, "Oh, you're gonna have to deal with him."
Poor
Hey, we
Xavier.
got you a new plaything.
Yeah, he's upstairs in his office. They tell you, which is I'm assuming where you guys are gonna head.
Yeah.
As you head up the stairs, you can hear there's a conversation happening, and you recognize both voices. And arriving at the top of the stairs, Heroin is standing there with Zervir, having a conversation. And they stop, and as you walk in, and Heroin goes, "Oh, thank God you're okay. I was very worried something had happened to you." And Zervir's like, "That's my line, bitch."
We will always be
I think
okay.
Nyx just sees that and just goes, "I like this. This is nice."
And
It's my line, bitch.
who Zervir's like, "Who's your friend? Why do you have a tied up
This is
man?"
Bob.
Okay, Bob, short for Robert, I'm assuming. Actually, it's Bobbert. Okay.
I love Bob.
Yes, Robert.
Okay, why
Well,
are you here?
This man right here and his cohort
Yeah.
tried to assassinate us.
How about Bob? You tell it in your own description. What happened, buddy?
Well, we set up an ambush, and then we were like, we're gonna kill these people, because what we were paid to do, and it turned out what we were actually paid to do was die, because they killed a lot of my friends very quickly. But yeah, we were paid to kill them, so I ran away, bit of a coward, and now we're here.
At
It's
least
just-
he's honest.
Nyx just gonna look at him and go like, "Merry Christmas. Do whatever you want with him."
I'm going to, and he like picks up a bell on his desk and rings it, and one of like the aides comes up. He goes, "Can you make our guest uncomfortable, please?" And the aide's like, "Yep." And Bobbert's like, "Wait, what do you mean uncomfortable? What do you?" And you hear as he's going down the stairs, and then there's kind of a pause, and he goes, "Oh, that does sound awful." And then,
Hi, Bob.
And
leaves
just
we,
he'll kind of
we-
yell.
we gotta jump cut
It
to
was just like,
Bob,
"I'm so sorry."
Yeah, jump cut to Bob.
yeah, we gotta jump cut to Bob, and the attendant is just going, "Naked grandma, naked grandma." He's like, "Oh no,
Oh, I feel uncomfortable.
I'm
this is
uncomfortable."
yicky in a way I don't like.
The majority of the wealth rests with 0.8% of the population. Ugh.
I love that idea. Make him uncomfortable emotionally and mentally.
Yeah, leaves you alone with the two that are here with you. Zervir goes, so clearly our plan to get you away from the town temporarily didn't work.
It was a failure.
Yes, I can see that.
We did leave town for a little bit, so that was a success.
So we'll have to work on that. I would suggest possibly we look at somewhere a little bit further next time. But Heroin had some questions for you. And he's kind of like recomposed himself slightly, and he goes, yes. First of all, I'm glad to see you're unharmed. There is a concern from me, though, about the fact that in relation to my operation, there's been an attempt, at the very least, to eliminate 7 people, with only 3 successful. And I would like to ensure your safety somewhat, and see if there's something I can do to make this up to you, because to some degree, clearly I'm at fault.
Wait, who passed?
What, the 3 murders?
The 3 that we were investigating.
Oh, okay. For a second, I thought it was the Cobalt Doctors, and I was gonna be out for blood. She'd be like, nope.
Kill?
That's okay.
Boop.
Alice was also
Scoot.
counting on her fingers. Like,
No.
Boop, Scoot.
I've got their names written down. I have to go pull them up.
Somewhere.
Please don't kill them. They were awesome.
We will have
what do
your
you
head.
mean your fault? What did you do?
Well, I just more mean from the perspective of if, it hadn't been for my operation and the individuals that have been around it, I seriously doubt we'd be in a situation where we find so many attempts to murder people that have stumbled upon our operation, and I do feel, at the very least, a little bit responsible for that outcome. I might not be directly trying to kill you, but somebody who, when people find out about me, is, and I don't like that.
With all due respect, I believe the issue is the mountain and location itself. Your involvement has not swayed the situation in one direction or the other.
Well, that's somewhat comforting. Although
I think what they mean to say is it's not your fault. You and your passions didn't cause this. It's people who do not understand caused this. You can't help what you do or what you like. Like those are the things that you're into, but how people react, that's up to them, and they made this choice. This is not your mess.
It is not your fault that the the mountain is magical.
fair. I guess that raises a further question of who has anything to gain from manhandling the mountain.
Well, I can think of one person.
I'm all ears.
People that very religious, very do not like what you're doing, might have a thing to do with this.
Yes, I suppose that is probably a strong contender.
Crimson contender.
Yes. I would. And he looks back to Zervir, and Zervir kind of offers a shrug and goes, I hate to say it, as much as I
no.
love having the 4 of you around,
Oh no.
you might not be safe here.
We are not safe anywhere.
Sure.
Safety is a feeling.
You're telling us to get out, right?
Well,
not-
maybe we can go to the mountains. I mean, it's a little harder to get in there.
I mean, you could. I feel being trapped amongst a bunch of research isn't necessarily the most interesting.
Please no.
Incorrect.
I've been in worse.
Please no. Please.
And besides, I feel having you be somewhat more useful might be a better use of your resources and your time. May I instead suggest a different outpost?
Where are you sending us now?
I've got a couple of options. It depends. Do you want to go somewhere that is fun and exciting, or drab and boring?
Boring.
This makes no difference.
You know, I think we all deserve a vacation, so I think fun.
Okay.
If they have booze, I don't care.
Booze. I can work with that. And he turns around, he picks up a ledger, and he opens it up. And if you kind of look at the ledger, it doesn't make any sense. It's written in some kind of code. And you can see even as he changes pages, while he's moving the page, there's no words, and then he opens the page, and then there is, like, words. This is an Outpost Master's book. The entire thing is a secret language that they speak amongst themselves, and is how they actually pass information easily. So everything that's written in the book is recorded, and while it looks like it has a set number of pages, it's actually infinite.
That's actually really cool.
That's really cool. Yeah.
It's a really cool piece of magic I've come up with. And he looks and he flips through it a little bit, and he kind of taps and he taps. Oh, that could be fun.
Oh, I hate when you say that.
Oh, come on, Nyx. You look like you would love nothing more than an opportunity to go sunbathing where the waters are clean and clear and blue.
You're never this nice.
I'm offended. I'm always
Zavir
this
is
nice.
quite pleasant.
I
Indeed.
would recommend West Haven.
Not East Haven?
There is no East Haven.
Have we been to West Haven?
You might have in your travels. It's an industrial shipping town, located on the west coast of the continent. It's also where most ships from foreign nations land before people travel out from there. It's a fairly large city.
That might
Uh,
be too
Alice has a
dangerous.
train been there?
There's several train. Are you asking if Alice would have been a train?
Yeah.
There's a good chance Alice has gone through there, depending on.
Something so open with a bunch of people might not be the best for us, actually.
Here's the best.
Disappearing into the crowd might be the best.
Here's the best part. Do you know who doesn't have a foothold in West Haven?
The Paladins?
Wow. No, they've got, unfortunately, footholds everywhere. They're a infection. Heroin goes, I think the phrase you're looking for is parasite. And he's like, I wish we'd met sooner.
Oh, they are best friends.
Yes.
There's gonna be a wedding.
And now they
Oh,
kiss?
yes.
Yes.
It's awkward because one of them has a beak.
Hey, you can't stop their love.
To be honest, I'm sorry, I saw Teagan say. For a second, I thought we were going to Sandmist as well. I'm like, oh no.
Not yet. I'm saving that for later. It's yeah. There's no presence for the temple there, or there's the small temples, but the larger order has a hard time somewhere that enjoys their debauchery, I think would be the phrase that they would use. West Haven's mostly a tourist town by nature, with lots of industry and transport. Very interesting, very exciting, and as pointed out by everyone's favorite Warforged, there is a large amount of people for you to blend into and disappear with.
I remember my times at West Haven. Whew. 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 Whew.
Were you there when it was still Ironport? When it was mostly the previous town before it was renamed? Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, I seen it build up. I've met a splendid amount of people there.
We're gonna meet some of
Different
Theo's.
experiences at West Haven.
You know, I'll have Nyx explain that to you. I feel like if I say it, it's not going to be appropriate.
This is just like,
I am confused.
Oh.
The bus, Nyx under it.
Nyx is just like, oh, Nyx explained it. Nyx is like, gears are just went clunk and just went. I'd rather not.
But Allison, just know that in my younger days,
He was a hoe.
Haven was just heaven.
Alice, remember when we went on that one adventure and we were fighting and I called some people some hoes?
Yes.
Yes. Theo used to be a hoe.
I was a sophisticated hoe. I had priorities, I had standards. While I may have never been cold, I made sure I picked my opportunities with precision. Thank you very much.
You know, I had the same conversation with people talking about my early 20s too.
I love Theo so much. So much. I'm not even joking. Like, he's one of my favorite characters now. I
I had standards.
I had standards. I was a hoe, yes, but I had standards.
It's like you can be hoeing, but damn, don't be doing it with just anybody. Everybody, like,
You can be
have
hoeing,
some-
don't be showing.
like, damn, do something like.
I love that.
But
Oh.
it is a little bit of a rough and tumble kind of town with it, you know, being open to everyone. Like it's a mosh podge of different people. So just be careful what you say to some folk. It's not that hard to, you know, cause someone to start a ruckus and, you know. But it usually ends up in a good time. Like people circle around, but it's a whole show of all of its own.
So pretty much we're being told to go to this location, stay there to protect ourselves. Is there anything we could actually do?
Oh, I guarantee you, Valus will put you to work. He's never one to turn down an opportunity for good experienced adventurers.
I meant more of like something that we can do so we can. Can't believe I'm saying this. Come back here.
Heroine's
I
like-
believe the best way to return is to remove the parasite.
I was trying to get to that, me. Thank you.
Well, I mean,
I appreciate you, me.
officially, we could list you as transferred, says Heroine, and Zervin's like, what? And he's like, we
Oh.
could list you as transferred, but unofficially, I'm sure I could find some additional work for you to do there. Maybe root out some of my problems, and I know there's probably a lot of people passing through some books that are interesting that might be able to aid my own research. I'm sure we could find a way to make it worth your time while you're there. Also, it's along the way that you could end up Oak Lane, maybe pick a fight with those religious nut jobs, and Zephyr's like, absolutely not! I'm just,
Just already like, absolutely yes.
I'm just spitballing.
mean, they're not wrong. I mean, Haven doesn't really have rules per se. There are rules, but it's kind of like
They're more
as
like
long as you don't-
guidelines.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you don't cause too much damage or mayhem or any obstruction of property, most people are just like, go ahead, fuck some shit up.
See?
So
I've been in
what
that
I'm
environment
hearing
many
and
times.
what we're not telling are like he's just talking to his 3 party members, ignoring his boss right there. Goes. So what I'm hearing is we could actually go fuck up some religious zealots and then go and make some money. Anyone up for that?
I am inclined to agree with my fellow academic.
I mean, if they cause trouble first, we'll try to give them an out. Let's not cause problems. Plus, you've
I will
been
simply
saying you
cover
wanted
them
to
in
drink.
steam.
With all due respect, Theo, I believe through your history you have been problems.
You specifically have been problems.
I have never been a problem. The problems find me, and I'm just sitting here like, well, you didn't tell me you had a ring. He didn't tell me you had a ring.
What?
He didn't say that he was engaged. She didn't tell me either. I mean, but at any rate, if they come at us, then we
The
give
eye
them
of
a-
the storm is still part of the storm.
I just bring fun where I go, and you know, Haven's just. Ooh, I wonder if Sally's still there. Ooh, that's gonna be fun. But no,
I thought you were married.
She is different.
well, I am married. I am, but I have various people that I had relations with that I'm still in contact with. While we may not have that same relationship, then we still care about each other now.
Ah, I see.
Theo. was a slut.
I said, oh, there's a difference.
Listen, we canonized this the first episode.
Yeah,
we did.
Hoes in the area.
Making sure I put that note in there so I don't forget.
Like, how old is he again? He's old, so more than likely he has some, like some old flames there. Somebody he knows, probably a broken
A
heart or
clutch.
two. Damn. Maybe a kid or two he don't know about, even though he should know about all of his kids. But one nearly slips through the crack.
He keeps on trying to adopt children too.
He old. What do you?
Zavir's like, I can probably pull some strings, make it a little bit easier for you to get there, if you're willing to wait till tomorrow morning at least, and see about sending you on your way, if that seems amicable to you.
I am in no rush.
Excellent. As long as you're in this building, you are safe. Anyone dumb enough to pull something in my walls will find themselves in for a world of pain. Mr. Heroin, do you have anything else? And he's like, yes. While safety is paramount, and he pulls off one of the rings on his finger and he hands it over to future me. And he goes, this will establish an instantaneous teleportation gate structure that you'll be able to use to return to my laboratory. There's a space kind of set aside for them. It's a one-time use. Once you use it, the ring will be expended, so find yourself somewhere that you like, and feel free to use it. It will be coded to you, whoever casts the spell, so you'll be necessary to activate it, but it will give you an opportunity at least to return here somewhat covertly in the future.
Understood. And future me, I will slide the ring on my finger, and it takes a second, and then the metal of the finger just absorbs the ring.
Fascinating. I think you need to spend some time in the Triso Empire. I think you would have a wonderful time there.
Just the nod.
Oh, okay then. And he takes 3 steps back and he goes, if you need anything, feel free to write. I would love to hear from you again. Okay, and he snaps his fingers, and you watch runes carve themselves into the ground, and Zervir's like, not my floor! as like it like burns itself into the ground, and he's gone.
Oh, that's mahogany wood too. That
Your boyfriend just ruined your floor, buddy.
Zervir's like, oh, it's gonna take me days to fix that.
Well, you got Bob.
Consider. Keep it.
But it needs to stand on the
If you
same
fix it-
spot every time.
If you fix it, you will just have to clean it again and again and again and again every time he comes to your office.
I
It is more likely that Heroin would be able to find the exact same spot multiple times in a row.
I know, but it's an inconvenient spot too. Like it's part
Put a
of the
rug
wor-
over it.
Yeah, but the rug's over there. It looks good.
Why another rug?
Maybe I'll have to, Nyx. Okay,
Leave it. I think this is a
Move
good
the flooring.
thing.
with
With all
Harry gone,
respect,
a quick question: are you actually okay? Are you fine?
More pissed than anything.
operations are restored.
I am fine. I was not hurt.
I'm glad to hear it. I genuinely I guess all I have to say is I'm sorry you're wrapped up in all of this.
Well, we do have to inform you about something. The driver did not make it. His cart is outside with his horse.
Oh. Oh.
We're gonna leave that job to you, buddy.
Wait, the horse has just
Oh.
been named outside.
I'll write. And he pulls out a pad, and it's like a letterhead, but it's clearly like its entire purpose is for like the dear sir or madam. I regret to inform you your life partner is dead. We're so sorry this happened. Like like you can see like parts of it are pre-written where you can see he can just add the appropriate like descriptors in.
Yeah. And
You
names.
could just make a little bit more effort, bud.
Do you know how many
No.
of these I've had to send out?
This is a system. All people live, and therefore all people die.
I mean, sometimes.
There's space at the bottom for me to put some
You're
notes
correct.
about like how I felt about them. He was
You're
a
gonna
courier.
keep that blank, are you?
Yeah, yeah. He was a courier we worked with sometimes. Probably is not something a grieving widow wants to hear.
He talked about
That
his adventures
specific
that
patch
didn't
of
go
grass
far.
will do wonderfully.
Did you burn his body?
Maybe.
Wait, did you know what? I've decided I don't want to know because
You
No,
don't.
no, no, no.
It's
They
probably
didn't
for
do
the
anything.
best.
They didn't do anything.
I've known me. I'm going to miss you, and at the same time be somewhat relieved.
That is unfortunate.
I
will miss beating you in chess.
That's one of those things. Actually, that's a relief. I can go back to having a win streak. But then no one's gonna be.
I
good
look forward to ending it.
No one's gonna be as good as you. Yeah, I'm gonna miss you, and Nyx. You've
Please
done
let us know when
good
the wedding
here.
is.
I just love the silence, and he's just like, don't you fucking dare.
Take the night, and I'll arrange transport in the morning.
Booze? Wait, I'm gonna go to the bar.
Drink yourself silly, not blind though, please. I have some matters to arrange. Unless there's anything else.
I would need some pen and paper if you do. I gotta write a letter just to my wife. Just just let her know everything's okay.
There's pen and paper in your rooms. Unless you want something specific. Do you want my death notes?
No.
No.
That would concern her.
appreciate those
Just
jokes.
written on the back of one of them instead.
I
I'm
would.
fine. Depending on which way he
He would not
folds it
appreciate
the
that.
wrong way, so
There's
she opens
something I cannot joke about. Just, just that stressed look on his face of like, no.
pen and paper in your rooms. There's stuff set aside. Make yourselves comfortable, and I'll see about getting you on your way tomorrow. How does that sound?
This is
Very
amicable.
well.
Excellent. Then good evening to all of you.
Good evening. May I have one of
It's
the
been
letterheads?
Oh god, dear god.
And he rips one off and hands it to her. And yeah, go ahead.
Excellent.
I don't want to know what she's planning. Don't want to know what he's planning.
And with that,
I
we're
don't
gonna
want
take
to know what Neon's planning. Neon.
with that, we're gonna take a quick break. We're all gonna give a chance to stretch our legs. Moon hasn't shown up and like forced us to drink a bunch of water, so I've still got a full water bottle at least.
I know, me too. I'm gonna be texting Moon
Same.
and be like, hey, where are you?
Yeah,
We're thirsty.
We need
yeah.
to drink.
Yeah. Actually, text right
Ryan,
now. Everybody's
Ryan,
asking where
Ryan.
you are.
Yeah, we'll be right back. We'll be back in about 5-10 minutes here, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Let's go.
All right. Okay, Freddie.
We back.
Yay!
Yay!
Welcome back. What did your team do with their nighttime? What was your guys' kind of night look like?
I think Alice got her 2 hours of sleep.
Okay.
And then wrote a singular letter, and then kind of hung out in the common room,
Right.
even though probably no one's there.
I just see her like sitting in the corner, just like.
And what did Nick's night look like?
Nyx drank. Nyx went right to the bar after they were dismissed, sat down, and ordered like just a bottle of whiskey, and then went to like the corner of the top area, the shady area, and just drank that whiskey and pulled out his little black book and started to read.
Theo, what did you do with your evening?
Theo was just well, first he's writing a letter to his wife. It literally consists of, fine, everything's okay. I'm going to West Haven. Don't worry. I will behave. Afterwards, I think he went out himself and, just see where everyone else was at. And kind of was stuck for a moment looking between Nyx and Alice, like, and just had that face of like, this is weird. And just kind of figure, just before I say like where he goes, I got to see what future me first is doing, because that kind of dictates like where he bounces off to, like who's he hanging out with.
Yeah. So last but not least, future me.
Yeah, I will take the time to take that sorry for your loss letterhead, and I will address it to who it may concern. And then I will not like in great detail, but in some detail, list the traces and features of the wizard and the captain of the whoever the hell we just fought.
Yeah.
And then I will fold that letter up, and I will sit and I will conjure an animal messenger. And I will recall the 2 paladins at the Golden Fly who are watching us.
Mm-hmm.
And I will instruct the animal messenger to deliver the letter to them in an envelope that says, nice try.
Okay.
We're gonna be in trouble.
That's cold. That's some good shit. Good shit. That's some good shit.
And then I will probably hang out with people before going to bed. So I'll go back out, maybe grab a few books from the library that I wanted to finish up before leaving the location, so that I don't have to take them with me. And then, yeah, go find a common space to sit and read.
Okay. I guess we'll ask Theo. What does Theo do? We'll bounce back because you wanted to know kind of what the option was.
I think Theo's gonna go hang with Alice, and first sit there and just see if she sees him.
She does.
And he takes a seat and just asks, like, hey, is everything okay? Like, well, did you need some time alone, or?
No, I got my sleep. I don't know what to do with the rest of my time.
Well, is there anything that you would like to do? Anything that's piques your interest?
And shelters. Like what? Did you have something in mind?
No, it's really up to you. You could pretty much do whatever, well, within reasons, do whatever you want until we depart tomorrow. You could talk to your friends, and he points up to Nyx, and is future me like in the room? So he'll point to Nyx and future me, and to himself. You can talk to other people. I'm not sure if you need to eat or drink anything. If that's not something that you do, or if you
Shakes her
can.
head.
Oh, okay. Like, I'm pretty sure future me has some books that you can, read along with them. He looks up at Nyx and he just kind of is like, they kind of look like they need a friend. They kind of look like they just need someone.
As to his comment about future me, Alice is going to reply, their books seem advanced.
Oh no.
Do you, Alice, do you know how to read?
Yes.
Can I insight that?
Yeah, go for it.
I feel like she'd be lying about that.
Are you lying about being able to read?
No, Alice can read. It's like very like rudimentary, but
Yeah, you take a second look over at like future me, and the book has like the cover of it is written in like a different language. It's written in like it's written in Draconic, and it's something along the lines of like advanced temporal arcanium or like some shit.
I
Like,
do have the comprehend languages. Well.
I can read Draconic too, and I can see that.
That's a ritual too.
I just kind of see the book and I'm like, oh, I see what you mean. I mean, is there anyone here that you would like to get to know? Would you like to get to know future me, Nyx, me? You are all a team. You are all friends. It's good to at least know each other.
Nyx doesn't seem to think I'm a friend.
I think, and this is just my personal opinion, I think they're just doing that. I think they just need somebody to show them that it's okay to be friends. It's okay to be buddies with someone. I've met people like Nyx who are very recluse, to say the least. Sometimes it just takes one person to show them that it's okay to be more. They don't have to be enclosed. They could be out.
Out of what?
Well, let's put it this way. You know how future me can put on different faces, different masks?
Yes.
People do that. Just not like how future me does. Depending on who they're around, they sometimes act one way, and then they're around another group, they act another way. It's kind of like when we went to the Golden League.
I have seen that.
So I think sometimes it just takes a person to come up and show them that you can be always with them. What I'm trying to say is, I don't think they don't see you as a friend. They seem unsure. We can go together if you like.
My friend, her, is like that.
Go.
He has personality depending on who he is.
And that's completely fine. Just some people just need someone to be fully themselves, be all their personalities. That sense of safety.
Alice kind of looks at you and tilts her head. She's like, and then replies with, "Don't quite understand that safety."
What do you mean?
where she kind of like says in quotes, air quotes. Probably she's seen someone do it, so she's trying to like imitate it. Where I grew up was not very safe.
What wasn't safe about it?
The town was very lawless. They did not attack me, but there was lots of crime.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of places like that. I'll tell you what. What does safety mean to you? Like, what would you envision safety being for you? Seeing as, you know, that's not something you're used to. What would it be for you?
Perhaps being around people I can fully trust.
He kind of points at Nyx and says, well, no better way to trust someone than to talk to them. Can't really build trust without talking or getting to know someone.
I trust you.
He just smiles and nods. He's like, and I appreciate that. I try to be trustworthy. Now, if you ask my old cohorts, again, what I did not know they had a ring. He didn't tell me, but that's a whole other story. But how about you extend another bridge of trust? Talk to Nyx. Or hang out with future me. Or we could shoot the shit right here. Like I can tell stories all day. Like, appropriate stories, mind you. You don't need to know all about my exploits.
Feel I am too young to understand some of them.
You definitely are. We definitely are. So you got options. You got our slivery friend up there. He looks at future me, and there's this sense of doesn't really know what to say. Our very peculiar friend. And then there's me. You're a team. Y'all should know each other. I knew my team. It's good.
I think she's gonna look between the three and stand up and head towards the stairs. What's next?
Just leave.
Yeah, no words.
I think Theo's just gonna go off to future me and just, you know, he has like just a drink before, you know, telling them good night and then heading to his room.
Night. I will say when you go to say goodnight to future me, there is a glass of something in front of her, some sort of drink.
He kind of stops, looks at it, and is just like, you can drink?
Yes. I have them keep a small collection of fine sipping gin at the bar for me.
Theo did see you eat the popsicle, right?
Yes.
How... Future me, you're... And he finds himself taking a seat, knowing damn well he needs to go to sleep. You're interesting. Let me rephrase that. I guess the plain way to say it is, who are you?
I am me.
Yes, but how were you born? Like, You're peculiar for a warforged.
I am non-standard. Have you ever had a dream?
I've had plenty, many actually.
The type that you know can't have been anything but a dream, but you swear it was real.
I could say I have. No, I most definitely have.
I am a dream.
What do you mean by that?
You, Nyx, Alice, Zavir, Heroine, you are all souls. You exist before you were conceptualized. I was a concept before existing. I am a dream.
So, are you saying like you're some kind of entity, god? Like, I don't understand the magic, divine kind of stuff. It's not my forte.
Unsure. I know that I was made. And I
What do you-
know that I was falling. And then I was here.
Where did you wake up at? Like, what was your earliest memory?
Good question.
I have to pull up my notes.
Yeah, I'll say, what is your earliest memory? Is it the memory of that unit?
The first memory has no visuals, just audio, melody, a woman chanting, musings, whispers, questions, song, inquisitive. And I heard her call me. I learned my name, future me.
What was the next memory?
I learned that my sockets weren't jointed right, and that just wouldn't do. I learned that I am made of silver and steel. I learned that I am lucky that I cannot get paper cuts. I could not see for a long time. She would sing to me, call to me, ask me my opinion, and fill in with her own.
When was the first memory that you could see? Just, I'm sorry. You're just. This is, and you can see him kind of making the same position that I'm making.
Yeah.
But it's that sense of, it's intriguing, but same time, you can tell there's some unnervedness to it, like WTF going through his brain.
Unclear. I am different. You and the others experience time as a constant flow, like a stream. I do not experience it that way. I exist constantly, at all times, currently, experiencing the past, future, present, and everything else all at once. Deciphering these are difficult.
So are you saying that you don't have much of a, well, no, you have a memory, or is it just hard to remember things?
Imagine that you are experiencing every instant of your existence all at once constantly.
I mean, I'm existing here now. I've existed, and there were times where I didn't existed. That was a fun time.
Every second that passes, every millisecond that passes, I experience as its own frame. Existing simultaneously at all times and no times.
He gave me a lot to think about, future me.
I think Theo's gonna just go into his room and just have an existential crisis, just sitting there like, what happened?
So, if anything and everything's happening all at once for you, do you find a sense of peace? Is there ever a moment of just serenity for you?
Yes. You will learn, as you become, that the only true constant is change. I exist purely as change and outside of it.
Oh, I
To know
heard it.
change is to know peace. To accept change is to move through it.
You are definitely right about that. I could definitely say change is a thing. Change has to happen. But hey, if you are happy, that's all that matters.
Hmm.
Then he kind of
It's
raises his glass to you.
difficult at times, but yes. And I will lift my glass back up in return.
He kind of bumps it with his, and he stands up and says, and he stretches and says, "Oh, I'm gonna get some sleep. Today was rough, but you did some good work out there. Like, good teamwork."
Rest well. Go team.
Future meets go team. Like that is the cutest little.
Yes.
Go team. And Theo saunters off to his room. Well, not saunter off. He walks off to his room, and the moment he hits the bed, man's hit the bed and he slept. He sleep.
He is EP. A future me. Are you gonna read and then head to bed yourself?
Pretty much, unless somebody else interrupts me in some capacity.
Nyx?
Nyx is reading in the corner, sipping his no glass, just straight out of the bottle. This has been a rough day. Just reading in the corner. That's all I can really put because I know somebody's coming up the stairs.
Yeah. Alice will stop a few feet from Nyx, look at the bottle, and just pointedly ask, "What does it taste like?"
Nyx is just gonna look up from the book and go, what does it taste like? What's the closest thing that you would know from being a train? It's like a burning sensation, like coal going down your throat.
And you find that enjoyable?
It has other effects. You get used to the burning sensation, and it makes things numb. You okay, Alice? You never come up here.
I was suggested to come talk to you.
Oh, old man, got it. Got it. Well, sit down. You shouldn't be standing. A little unnerving.
Do my legs not work?
More like you're just standing in the. Alice, would you like to sit down?
She will take a seat beside it.
All right.
Oh, I love this.
I love Alice. Do my legs not work? Please sit. Please sit. Nyx goes, okay. What did you want to talk about, Alice? As he closes his book.
Well, what were you reading?
A book.
That much I know.
It's a special book. It's something from my past.
So you hold it close?
It's the only thing I got of it anymore.
I'm sorry.
I made my bed. I'm gonna live with it.
I think she's gonna gonna feel awkward for a second, and then gonna look at Nyx and then ask. Now I ask a. She's kind of thinking of the words. Personal question.
Depends on the question, Alice. I might not be inclined to answer, but for you, sure. What's your question?
Why do you wear that around your neck?
Oh, not really. First, I have to wear it. It's mandatory. I can't take it off, you see. And if anyone else tries to take it off, I will die. Without the proper magic to take it off. I'm not a good man, Alice. You understand this, right? I've done crimes in the past that it like Nyx is trying to struggle with the word, just like I'm not a good person. I'm not like future me. I'm not like you. I did not choose this life. This is the only life I could choose to get out of where I was.
You seem like a good person to me.
Well, kid, I'm really good at lying. It's one of my best things I can do. As he says that, like, just, like, a little colder at the end of that part, and just, like, flinches a bit when he says that, as he just clears his throat and takes another swig of the whiskey.
Nyx would hear Alice softly reply with, "Perhaps we have that in common."
Yeah, you keeping secrets, kid?
That's one way to say it.
Can I do, because I'm sorry, I know, as a outside on the table, I know you know thieves can't. I know that, but I want Nyx to test you, because he saw you pass that note at the bar. Did he see you pass that note? No, I was already out the window.
Oh, you were out the window.
I was out the window.
I don't know thieves can't.
No, oh, you don't? I thought you did.
No.
Oh, okay, never mind. I guess, Nyx would just be, like, look at...
Well, it's not one of my languages, but maybe I know a little from other reasons.
Yeah. Looks at her and pretty much goes, "Look, I do not care what your past was. I could care less, to be honest. Mostly because it doesn't matter what you did in the past, it matters what you do now. And the past should stay in the past and be forgotten. So, if you want to talk about your past, that's who you are. More on you. But to me, you seem okay."
Thank you.
No need to thank me. That's honestly, I think everybody in this rundown piece of it's like no swearing in front of the child piece of garbage is gonna miss you more than anyone, you and future me more than anyone else.
Wonder if I am Miss Snap.
Well, I know I'm not. I probably never will be. I never made my mark big enough. But I think you will, kid. Don't worry about it too much, and you don't need to worry about talking to Theo about butting into people's pasts and trying to make people open up. I like to be not so open. I will not talk about stories like he hit us in the cart I know way too much about that old man now. Jesus. Nyx also goes, but I'll be honest, kid, you don't want to be my friend.
Why not?
No one wants to be friends with a murderer.
However, Steamborn kind of like inwardly laughed. She does that. She's like, I do not think you are a murderer.
You'd be the only one, kid. As he like finishes the bottle. Like he sipped that whole bottle of whiskey. And he's like, look, I'm not like you or future me. I can't do the 2 hours thing, guys. I'm gonna head to bed. And you see him stand up and you see him like just like tapping the book. And he actually just tosses you the book.
Oh, she catches it confused.
He's like, you can go ahead and read it. I'll come grab it from you in the morning.
Okay. She's
And he goes off to bed.
Alice will open up the book and start to read.
The book, just at the beginning writing, I'm gonna say it says to Nyx in like really like scribbled kid's letter, like when a kid has a pen like this and is writing it, it says to Nyx on it.
Oh.
And it seems to be a story type book about just a person becoming a guard and helping people. Seems like a very simple story.
Okay.
Jumping back to future me, you have gone. I'm assuming you went to bed.
Yes.
Okay.
Future me does get into bed and is very particular about their bedding, where it's like perfectly tucked in on all sides every single night. Like there's not like a single wrinkle on the bed, like on the blanket.
So they get into bed and then like pull the sheets tight.
Like they like vacuum seal themselves into the bed sheets.
I love that like automatic tuck-in session.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just very particular about bedtime. There's like a whole ritual.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Also, it's full moon, but AloneDoughnut, hi buddy,
Yeah.
for Gene to hydrate, but Moon is here.
David and I drank already,
Yeah.
so
Well, I didn't see it. Here you go, donut.
yeah. And then it's bedtime. It's sleepy time. Sleepy boo bee bee.
The sleepy baby.
The robot is tired and needs to sleep.
The fitness pacer test is a
The robot
multi-level test.
has had a busy day of splashing bandits. And
Don't do this to me.
Oh.
Future me.
yes.
You dream of a different body, but your body, but not your body. It's a feeling you remember and don't. Like you're viewing the perspective twice. It's not like your previous dreams, where they've been somebody else's memories, but it's you. This is not you. Yet, similar hands drive a sword deep into the chest of a soldier, and like a toy, toss him aside. You turn to face a woman who raises her hands to you, and you come back online. Morning comes. And the one who'd probably notice kind of the commotion first, I would say, would be Alice, because what starts as kind of the regular sleepy people hanging out and just kind of generally vibing around the space is replaced by kind of what starts as a slow, like, wait, what? And it kind of quickly turns into like general murmurs and energy and chaos, and people are talking, and there's whispers, and there's, oh, did you see it? Oh my god, it's out, like, really just landed out there. And as the four of you eventually make your way into the space, Zervir is like shooing people away from the door. He's like,
Oh, Alice would be right at the front.
yeah. I'll actually show you. I'll tell you then, Alice, what you see through the kind of like propped open door and people standing there. On the building across from the Frontier Adventure is a mooring point for an airship,
Okay.
and moored to that point is an
An
airship.
airship.
Oh, great.
They're not common in these parts. They've become more common in recent bits. I will tell you, my notes for this are: you wrote the damn lore, use the fucking airships. That's how it starts.
I love that.
Wrote the damn lore, use the fucking airship.
Put that on a
Your dad loves you
t-shirt.
getting the robot.
Across the way from you is the form of a fairly sleek airship. It's like the crews are tying it down, and this is you can tell what this is kind of what drew people in excitement. Again, they're not very common as like a regular appearance in the same way that, like, airplanes were a thing people knew about, but not everyone got a chance to see one. So when they landed early on, it was an exciting thing. And that's the same kind of energy people are bringing to this. There's curiosity and there's questions, and people are trying to figure out why it's here and what's it doing here. Zervir looks at the four of you and goes, well, the cat's out of the bag.
Why was the cat in the bag?
It's
It's a common turn of phrase.
you know what, please never put a cat in the bag.
Or do.
No.
You won't know the cat's fate until you look in the bag again. It will exist in both a state where it's alive and dead.
I knew
Yes,
that's where it was going.
we've all read Schrodinger's Magic Guide to Cat Teleportation. We've seen it. If you flip the book over backwards, it says Schrodinger's Guide to Cat Necromancy.
He also wrote a secondary book that is mirrored exactly in the middle, called Schrodinger's Taco Cat.
Sorry. It's just such a stupid joke, and I'm here for it.
You're welcome.
Beyond you broke, David.
I need it on a shirt. Schrodinger's Academy of Cat Necromancy.
Yes. Add that to the list with
yeah.
the Cobalt Hospital.
It might be a notebook, actually.
It'd be Schrodinger's Guide to Necromancy.
All I can see is the cat that was a pop tart,
Necromancy, I guess.
and it has a rainbow going behind them.
Excuse me, it's a closed box that perhaps has a cat in it, or maybe not, that has a rainbow trailing behind it.
But yeah.
For the airship.
So he points to the airship and he goes, we pulled some strings and we got you the fastest and most secure way for you to travel.
This kind of puts a beacon on us. I'm just kind of saying, like,
I was just thinking that. That's, how we're trying
Technically,
to
the
be
fastest-
stealthy.
Sky pirates.
Have you?
Skyrits.
I mean, I've never met one. I can't imagine anyone would be bold enough to waste one of those. And it's armed too. And you see him like wave to people, and like one of them waves, and he kind of makes this motion, and they're like Like, no, but like you can see mounted on the sides of it, it actually has like little rotating cannons that it can use.
Okay, okay.
So it is armed to a degree, and he's like, okay, whatever. It's a private yacht. We've kind of arranged for a little bit of a transport on you. We can have you actually all the way down to West Haven by the end of the day.
Okay.
I never flew before.
Oh, it's an
never
exciting,
have
thrilling
I.
experience.
It is a wonderful thing to be in the air. You gotta try it, Nyx. You have to be the first one to get on.
It's like you're too excited for this. I'm very doubtful now too.
Listen, as someone who can fly, it is the most beautiful thing. And to be able to do it endlessly, even better.
I think Nyx is gonna look at future me and just go, "Are we really taking the ship?"
Yes. Technically, the fastest and most secure way to get us from one point to the other would be instantaneous teleportation. However, this is a difficult step. And quite difficult on most people's stomachs and inner ear.
Cool. All right. Thank you for the ship.
Oh,
You're welcome. Glad I could help. Glad I could get you on. Please don't crash it. They're very expensive.
This is not coming out of my thing, right?
No.
do we not have pilots?
Well, you're
Just like-
obviously not flying it, but like, listen, we've only used these twice before for official like frontier
Don't pull
adventure.
an us. That's
I'm
what you're
not-
saying.
I wouldn't say those words out
Oh.
loud, Nyx.
To be fair,
But you are right.
to be fair to them, they've never caused one to crash, and the one that almost crashed was not really my fault. I just happened to be on there.
He's just like, I'm regretting this decision right away.
Oh my gosh.
Theodore, and he touches you on the shoulders and goes, I'm telling you this once. Don't crash the fucking airship. As long as we understand each other.
Well, he didn't tell me I couldn't.
It wasn't my fault, and besides, it was fine. Just a little scrapes, a little nicks there, nothing that you can't buff out.
It took them 3 weeks to get the envelope. You know what? No, I'm not having this conversation with you. I know the situation. It's not happening. Airship, you, 3 of you, 4 of you, get on it, get going, and tell Valus I said hi.
We will
Guess-
tell Valus that you said hi.
I appreciate it. Awesome. Safe travels. Tell me when you get there. Don't forget to write. And if you need anything transmitted to Harry, you let me know.
I won't. He like walks on the ship. He's like, I won't.
The house is like, I did not think that was his name.
If you have another health kit sent to me, I kind of used mine yesterday.
And you see him like, he's like, 1 second. And he walks behind the bar, comes back, and hands you one. He's like, you're good to go.
Above table, thank you.
Yeah. And future me,
Yes.
please don't take anything apart.
Already thinking about it.
On the airship specifically. After that, take as many things apart as you wish, within reason.
You're trying to find
Understood.
a loophole.
I don't understand why I would need to take apart a simple machine such as this.
You know what? No, that's the captain's problem. I will miss you all, and fair travels and fair winds. And he like strolls back into his thing.
Well, Harry, we said bye.
I will.
Try not to kiss him too often.
They're gonna come back and they're married. I'm calling it now.
Yeah.
They've just started dating. They're going steady.
I will get on the ship.
I think we're all on that ship.
I will go down with this ship.
Alice is hesitant, but eventually goes on the ship.
Oh, I think when Alice gets on the ship, I think Nyx is just gonna be like, Alice, and just holds out his hand.
Oh, and she gives him back the book.
Thank you.
Theo sees this and he just smiles.
Not a word, old man.
You know you can use my name again.
Old man.
We'll
That is
work on
factually
it.
incorrect. His name is Theodore. You know this.
It's what we call a nickname. Nyx is gonna try to get...
Incorrect. Nicknames are usually shorter than the aforementioned regular name. Theodore is shorter than old man. Theo, in fact, is the shortest, most efficient way to address Theodore.
It's okay. They can call me old man. They'll get there. And besides, there's many names I go by. You're probably going to be hearing a lot of them if we keep traveling together.
Boarding the ship. One, it's incredibly opulent. So this is some kind of private luxury yacht that was established and probably used for transporting people of typically of fairly big importance. As you get on, there's a orc man who's wearing like shorts and a Hawaiian shirt. As you come on board, does not fit. Like there are crew members attending to it. They're in impeccable uniforms. They're well put together. The man looks at you and goes, "Ah, you must be the people I'm taking on this fantastic voyage. My name is Druk. I will be taking care of you today. How can I help
Druk.
you?"
Do not
We are
crash.
on the ship.
Great. Excellent. Well, there is a bar towards the rear. Help yourselves. They've paid for the full service, so I'm very excited for my crew to take care of you. We're expecting a tailwind most of the way, so it should be a pretty good trip. Do any of you get airsick?
I am incapable
Unsure.
of being sick.
Perfect.
The only one we got to worry about is, and he points at Nick, because they're not used to being in the air.
Well, if you feel airsick, you're going to find a bunch of bags along the outer railing. You can grab those. Now, if we're flying over a place you don't particularly like, you can skip the bag altogether and just go over the edge. That's
Nyx
also
is just like,
considered acceptable.
will we be going over a chantry?
Over which, sorry?
A chantry?
I don't believe so, but we
Do
could.
druids get featherfall?
Alright.
Yeah, no, okay, perfect, then, we're good to go. And he just looks over, he throws a thumb up towards one of the people at the front. They nod very politely. Like, again, this man is completely out of place with the rest of the ship. And as he sits there, he begins pulling, they begin pulling lines in. And he's like, okay, and he walks towards, the middle of the ship, walks down a set of stairs to where the cockpit is. And you hear machinery whirring around and stuff like that, and the airship slowly starts to peel away from where it's been moored. And you hear the kind of whine as the motors on the side kick in, the props get going, and it starts to push forward and putts along, and you guys take off into a nice, gentle cruise. The ship itself is, again, laid out to be very much a very luxurious experience for people that are coming on board. You're looking at an expensive finishes. As he mentioned, towards the rear, there's a small bar. There's a little dining space where if you guys are looking for food and stuff like that, or to plan anything, as well as a couple of staterooms if you're so interested to rest and relax. But for the most part, it's a pretty simple little layout for you guys.
Thanks. Nyx is going to the bar.
It's 9 a.m. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
They're paying for it. I'm the top shelf.
I think Theo's gonna find like the highest point of the ship, and he's going to just kind of extend his arms out, like not in like this not out to his sides, but it's kind of like up in the air, kind of like the praise the sun pose, and just let the wind like just flow past him for a little while. And if dragonborns can wag their tails, I'm going to say it, dragonborns can wag their tails to say that they're happy. That's what's going on. That sense of like blissfulness. The occasional bird just coming by him and being like, ah!
Yeah. It would be the bow of the ship. There's kind of like a little observation space at the front there that you can sit here. Yeah.
Pardon. Theodore.
And he turns around and is like, yes. Hi, hey, how you doing, future me? What's going on? What's happening?
Okay. I had a different dream last night. May I borrow your sword?
Before I get you my sword, and he steps down from the deck. Tell me about this dream and why do you need my sword?
You see, most who study the psychic effects of those of us who are sentient enough to remember say that practicing physical motions may lead to further memory development. The memory or dream I experienced last night was one that was new and odd to me. I would like to attempt to physically engage this memory again.
You mind if I stay and watch? Like, if that's something
It's
you're
fine.
comfortable with. Well,
Yes.
okay. And he takes the strap, clips it off, hands you his great sword.
I will very slowly pick up the greatsword and try to remember the like form and the motion of the dream and try to surrender consciousness to it. You know, like when you've done something physically 5,000 times and you don't need to think about it anymore,
Muscle
and
memory?
you just kind of let your body do it.
Yeah.
Muscle memory, yeah. So like kind of trying to like urge that through, and let it take.
Give me a knowledge roll.
Straight knowledge, straight
Yeah.
intelligence, not a saving throw.
Nope.
I'm not proficient in memory.
Well, I'm
Fixed. Can I guide myself?
Sure, if you want.
Let's see a 10. Nope, 8.
Can I see what they're doing? And do I notice the form of like movement? Like, do I?
So, it's oh my god! Come on, roll 20. Do your best. Yeah. So, it's kind of like a very mechanical, like straight stabbing motion, and it's wavery and uncomfortable. Like watching future me try and do it, you can see kind of like what they might be going for, but it's like the form is off, the motion is off, the sword's not the right sword kind of thing.
So I'm gonna pull my shovel out and extend it to future me, and I say, let's trade and follow my movement. That that might not be the right weapon. Like, just
Understood.
entertain.
I will follow your lead on this.
And I start showing future me like how a great sword would move, but also doing movements that would be similar to like if it was a single sword.
Okay. I'm gonna get you both to roll me just a straight d20.
13.
Shoot, one moment. There you are.
You got this. Or not.
You don't got this.
Could I get that with advantage? Seeing as like, oh,
Yeah,
my weapon.
I'll give you a second one on that.
Like I
I would
know
like to
my
guide
weapon.
myself.
You've been
That's a second 4, folks. That's 2 4s in a row.
What is this Monopoly?
It's so funny. I was looking for a combined score over 10, but this is
That's even better.
chef's kiss.
I think just like Nyx is just watching from the bar, just watching them do this, just like.
It's
So like
it's giving future me pulled up every last manual they've ever read on like sword form, and
It's
is like
like-
pulling through anyway.
And it's like he sees this and it's like, wait a minute, baby steps, like step 1, then 3, not step 2. It's 1, 2, 3, not 1, 3, 2. You could do that. It's just gonna leave a weird opening for you.
Understood.
the motion kind of as you're going through, it's doing it on the deck of a ship is a little like odd, especially one that's, you know, almost 8,000 feet in the air, as you're kind of like trying to like show the motion kind of thing. But it's just enough for future me to kind of begin getting the like the feel and the like actual like connection down. And it's not a muscle memory. This is like a programming is riding up underneath your base code, some kind of like hard firmware or leftovers of an operating system that's been failed to be properly purged. And as you kind of are like awkwardly doing the motion and everything, your shoulder,
Hydrate.
everybody.
there you go, Moon.
There's Moon.
There's Moon.
Your arm extends out and it clicks into place where it like you pull your arm back out and then you jab the sword forward with enough like, or the shovel in this case, with enough force that like you can feel like that would have gone in, but as soon as you've done the motion, it's like it gets suppressed back down.
Interesting.
That was really good. Like, you look like you've done this before.
I haven't.
Well, you could have fooled me.
That's the problem.
What do you mean?
I have never used a sword before, and yet I remember using one. And yet, my body remembers using one.
How? Huh. It's almost like something in you remembers
Yes.
from another life, from another time. Like, it's kind of like you're
Unclear.
just, it's kind of like a person inside of a suit in a way, but that's beyond me. Like, that's not my field of expertise.
Few people are experts in this.
Well, you did say you're one of a kind, so hey, just I keep practicing, keep doing it, and maybe more of it come back to you. I'm always down to spar, train. Like, you could probably show me a thing or two.
I appreciate. This shovel is getting heavy. I will need to put it down.
Oh, I'll take that. And he, funny enough, the shovel had extended, and it turns in, and you can put it back.
Folding shovel.
Yep, folding shovel.
Respect.
Can't just have all this stuff on him. It's gotta fold compact. Like the iron pot as well. It folds,
As you're kind of like trucking along and the sun moves through the sky, you find the trip pretty quick. The ground below you's moving quite quickly beneath, and everything kind of flows towards, rolling hills, towards prairies, and you start to see the ocean in the distance coming closer and closer, and the ship adjusts course ever so slightly, and you can tell it seems to be following a line somewhere, staying on one side of it. And if you look over to the side, you can see every once in a while the edges of very different architecture from where you are, and you get the distinct impression that the line you are carefully straddling is the border between the Oaklane Republic and the Sarah Shah. And as you progress further along, sometimes you see fortifications even in the distance, structures that are clearly military in purpose that have been built up. You get the distinct impression they're probably watching you as you go by. And your captain meanders throughout the ship from time to time. He chats with you. He engages. I'm sure him and Theo have a long conversation about their things. He regales the fact that his uncle once lent a ride to some adventurers, and as a result, ended up having a large amount of money come through.
Yeah, I'm like, this guy is giving me vibes.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring him back.
Yeah. Made me very happy. I just heard the vibes. I was like, they're related somehow.
And just a general kind of thing. But every time you get close to one of the fortifications, he excuses himself really quickly and heads down. You see the crew are a little bit more tense and on edge, but nothing comes of it. No shots are fired, no real changes in the presence happen, and eventually that imaginary line seems to fade away, and you find more of a straight pose. And as the sun starts to settle a little bit deeper, and you're reaching towards the edge of what might be sundown, you see a city come into view, a large, sprawling urban center. Smoke rises from both residential and factory buildings. There is tons of ships in harbor. As it was described to you, there is a make and model of across all of the various nations kind of represented here. This is an area that even as you come in, you can see the way it's built. It's very different from a lot of Oaklane City. Segments of it seem to be like, oh, this area is really well built for this people or this nation structuring, and you kind of start to, like, even from this high up, and you slowly start your descent in, and you will find yourselves shortly here in the city of West Haven. But story for next week. We're gonna call her quits here. Give ourselves a few extra minutes early, and head on out for our evening. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I know Moon's already headed off. We had to tease her ever so slightly, demanding the sacrifice to be hydrated. But to everyone who's tuned in and watched and hung out with us, thank you so much for hanging out with us for the last little bit here. It has been an amazing night with us. A little bit of a slower story, but that's always kind of sometimes nice to do.
Gotta go slow sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what? It was great character building, because now I learned more about everybody, and now I learned Theo is 100% confirmed.
Listen,
I
the
hope that
bar
I left
can't
all of you
always
with more questions than answers.
Oh yeah, I'm just like
Oh no, same.
Nyx had nothing to do
Yeah.
with that. As a player, I'm like, what the hell? But Nyx is just chilling at the bar.
This is where I'm just like, I hate having low intelligence, low wisdom, because I'm just like, I can't say the things I want to say because they wouldn't make sense for someone who has a -1 in intelligence and a 1 in wisdom. Just
Oh, mine are opposite.
Mine are 0 and 2.
it's like
That's
I
smart.
want to say the role playing things, but I don't got the character to do that.
Yeah.
Let's try to find something to send us out to here real quick here while we're chatting.
Oh,
what?
while you're looking, can I say what Alice was doing then?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So at first, Alice would have looked around and been like, "My first class was much better than this." She
I'm
would've been
like judging
snobby.
it, just like I can do better.
And then she would have asked the captain or someone if she could see how it operates,
Mhm.
Oh no.
She's going to
like
make a
compared
plan.
to like trains, right?
Yeah, they definitely would have been willing to show you the mechanic room.
It made her very happy.
It's not steam powered, by the way.
The
Yeah.
nerve.
The entire system runs on some kind of charged system.
Yeah, no, she definitely would have been snooty. Like, how could you?
It's just simply more efficient.
I feel like Theo at some
No one
point would
asked
have went off to find Nyx, just see what they doing and hang out with them for a bit.
Yeah, Nyx would be drinking at the bar because they're top shelf, just top shelf. Just be like, come get my money's worth.
Except you're not the one paying.
I know. Exactly.
We're gonna send over to the unusual table here in a moment.
Ooh.
But for those of you who tuned in, thank you so much for everything. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for vibing and chatting, and reminding me that one of these days we're gonna have a Quill and Hoots special episode of
Yes.
It's this same energy, but it's just the two of them because that's very much a group. Or maybe we'll add some other players. Who's to say? If you want to support our channel, there's several ways you can do it. Of course, just tuning in, watching, hanging out, and chatting with us is the best way to support us because it means we get to share the message with as many people. You can of course share out the streams while we're live. If you want to do a little bit more, we have of course the option to subscribe on Twitch, and we have merch. I've started agreeing I'm going to pump it up a little bit more and talk about it. I'm not wearing any of it today. I usually am, but I think most of it's actually in the wash. It's really cool. We've made a lot of our t-shirts and stuff sensory friendly. There's no tags on the back of them, so they're a little bit easier to wear. A lot of it is actually printed local to regions, so United States, Canada, and Europe all have printing centers that operate them, so the company we work with tries to keep down their environmental impact as much as possible. Fast fashion's still what it is, but there's tons of options for you to support us if you're looking to do that. We ship all over the world. There's a couple of exceptions to that. For example, I think we don't do China because of limitations, but other than that, all over the world, wherever you're looking for. And our website is all in Canadian dollars, so if you look at it you think, oh man, that's a little expensive, remember you're probably used to seeing American dollars, so it's actually a little bit less than you might think it is. Unless you're in Australia, then it's almost 1-for-1 parity. Other than that, if of course the best way you can show some support, as I mentioned, is just getting our name out there. So if you see this and you're like, hey, these people are really cool and I really want to, share them with my friends, maybe invite them to our Discord. We have a really active, fun Discord. It's where I talked about where I'm looking for a TTRPG fighter pilot game. Yes, I'm still on that. Yes, it still lives in the back of my mind. I will play a volleyball fighter pilot.
David.
Okay.
But with that
Not
said,
tonight.
I want to say to all of you, thank you so much, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.